Hi everybody, welcome to Atomfall on my Xbox Series S, and after putting several hours into this game, I thought I'd do a video. Well, what's it all about? What sort of game is Atomfall? And if you like games like Sniper Elite or Fallout or Stalker, are you going to like Atomfall? Because it can be really confusing, even after you've watched footage, gameplay footage, or even video reviews and guides about it. You might still be thinking, well, I don't really get it, I don't understand it. So, after playing it for a few hours, I've got to say, what I think Atomfall is, it's not Sniper Elite. So if you're a big Rebellion fan and you're thinking, oh, this is a first-person Sniper Elite, it's not that at all. What it is, it's a single-player, open-world, adventure, sci-fi horror mystery game set in a post-apocalyptic 1950s England. Right, okay, So what does that mean? So in the game, and I'm not really giving anything away here, you wake up in a bunker, and of course you've forgotten who you are and why you're there and all this sort of thing. And then a friendly scientist says, look, you need to try and escape. You need to go to the village, you need to talk to people and find out what's going on, and then and kind of solve the mystery and get out of there. And so the game involves wandering around, exploring the environments, and you have these big open world environments that are pretty big. They're probably almost as big as a Sniper Elite level, probably. And then you go to sort of load points, then you load into the next kind of area. And then if you're going into like a cave, that will load in, or if you're going inside a house, that will load in, sort of thing. But it's really fast the way it works. So I would say that I would be happy calling this an open world area, and you'll find things, or you'll talk to people, and you'll follow dialogue trees. And in those dialogues, it's up to you how you speak to people. So you could be aggressive, you could be friendly, you could be curious, that sort of stuff. And then depending on how you talk to them, they'll then give you maybe missions, or maybe give you some stuff, or give you another lead. And a lot has been made in videos that I've seen online where people are saying, oh, it's not like your regular sort of RPG or open world game. The fact that your map isn't covered in markers about go here and do this. Well, your map isn't, but you do have the kind of leads section, and that is full of stuff. But you tend to only really follow one at a time, and it will say something like, somebody went this way and hid in this place. And you go, all right, okay, so then you go there and you'll find something else. And then it'll either lead you on to something else, or maybe the information that you get there will then send you back the way you came. So you go and visit someone else, because they'll have given you a task, and you complete that task, and you go back and they tell you something else. Very much like something like Fallout or Stalker, where you're wandering around. Sometimes I feel it's a bit like a quite a complicated side mission in Fallout or Stalker, that kind of thing. But it really is based around this exploration, talking to people, figuring out what's going on, thinking about how you're talking to people and how you're going to get the best out of them. And then you'll get an idea of the story from what they're saying, and all the different factions are saying different things. And also you get an idea for what you find in the world as well. So you'll find something and you go, oh, right, well, I really want to do this. And you'll be talking to people and thinking about how you can get them to help you to do what you want to do, to explore what you want to do. But of course, in all of these sorts of games, where the real fun often is when you get sidetracked into different things. And as I say, so the idea is that it's northwest England in the 1950s. There's been an accident at this nuclear plant. The area has been quarantined into the zone. Welcome to Stalker and Roadside Picnic. And there's lots of people trapped inside. You've got ordinary villagers, you've got soldiers, you've got scientists, you've got outlaws, and you've got these druid people as well. And they all kind of sort of interact with each other, but generally they, apart from the villagers and the soldiers, all the rest of them, they don't really like you to start off with. And it has this quite interesting stealth mechanic where as soon as someone sees you, they've seen you. There's no looking around going, oh, what's that over there? Could it be just some leaves rustling? No, as soon as somebody sees you, they've seen you. And then depending on what you do next and the relationship you have with their faction will depend on what they do and where you are. So if you're just out in the countryside and one of the bandits see you, they go, oi, go away. Don't come any closer. If you go away, then it's finished. But if you go closer, then they may well get their gun out, or maybe you've got your gun out and they may well attack you. You can creep up behind them and take people out stealth-wise as well. And also, if you're in, say, someone's base, then they'll just attack you straight away as soon as they see you. So that's quite interesting. And you can hide in long grass and stuff like that. There's quite a few RPG elements in it as well, in the fact that you can level your character up, so you can make them better at melee weapons, you can make them better at stealth, you can make them better at crafting, and there's a load of crafting as well. And I guess that's a little bit of the survival element, if you could say that. You don't have to eat or drink, but if you do eat, that will recover your health and drink, and you can craft bandages, you can craft Molotov cocktails, you can craft different types of medicine as well. And there's a lot of trading as well with the different characters, where you get stuff and you barter and you trade things. The choices you make matter, depending on sort of how you talk to people and whether you choose to kill people and do that as well. But the combat, and this is the real surprising thing for me, is that the combat is pretty rough. The melee combat is kind of okay, but first person melee combat is always a bit tricky anyway, isn't it, I think? And the shooting as well, the close range shooting, I guess this should be familiar to Sniper Elite people, isn't that great either. The best feeling I've got is actually when you get a rifle, and a powerful rifle, and you're headshotting people with the iron sights from a fair distance. That's quite fun, and that feels quite good. But the rest of the combat feels a little bit janky, I would say. However, what Atomfall has loads of is atmosphere, and it's almost like kind of like a 50s Hammer horror film, where you're not really sure what's going on, and if people are telling you the truth, that there's more going on than meets the eye. People have got secret things that they want to get on with, and secret agendas that you don't know about, and that's what makes it really cool. When I first started playing it, I was really bored. I was like, this is so boring. I was just walking around talking to people, going, oh, this is this is boring. And then I just wandered off and did some exploring and found something very interesting. And all of a sudden I was like, I've got kind of an idea of something about what the story might be about now. And then I wanted to go and find out. And then I started finding stuff out. And then once I got the rifle, you get a powerful rifle as well, the shooting becomes a lot better. And I was like, all right, this is very cool indeed. So to sum all this up then, if you're looking at Atomfall, it really is this idea of a single-player adventure, which is a sci-fi horror mystery, where you've got to find out what's going on by talking to people and exploring. It's not a shooter where you've got to shoot your way through. How a Stalker really is a shooter, and you've got to do loads and loads of shooting. It's more like Fallout, but again with less shooting and less RPG than in Fallout. Almost like a Fallout Light, I would say, but where the dialogues are more complicated than in Fallout. It looks great. It's a bit janky when it comes to the combat, but the atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. Now, whether it's worth full price or not, if you're going to buy it, I'll leave that up to you. It's definitely worth checking out on Game Pass. This is how I'm playing it on my Xbox, and I would suggest that if you're a fan of Fallout or Stalker, maybe even a fan of, say, Sniper Elite, and want to try something different, then this is definitely a game. If you haven't got Game Pass, because you're on PlayStation, you're on PC, and you haven't bothered with the Game Pass Ultimate, definitely a game worth getting on sale when it's a little bit cheaper. But it really is something quite different and very exciting, and hopefully this is a test bed for Rebellion for doing similar things. I wouldn't mind seeing a first-person, I don't know if it would be Sniper Elite, but a first-person game set in World War II, where you could imagine having a thing like this in occupied France, where you're wandering around as a resistance member or a secret agent, a member of SOE, talking to people, trying to figure out if they're a member of the, maybe the communist resistance or one of the other resistance groups, or maybe they're a German spy, and then you've got to kind of do a mission, that kind of thing. And they're testing out the different mechanics and getting really their systems used to working in first person as well. So there we go. Atomfall. Fascinating. Get through that first sort of half an hour when you think it's a bit boring. Accept the fact and understand the fact that it's a mystery adventure, and I'm sure you'll have a good time. Anyway, that's enough for me. What do you think? Put your questions and comments down below, and of course I'll see you again soon.